Hey family, it's Thursday. It's time for overtime. Hope you keep spreading the word about us. Some of you have been sharing our posts here. We love that.
Yeah.
Janelle, did you toss your hair yet for overtime?
Hola. I didn't have to say hola. Why? That's awkward. Why do you do that? Toss your hair.
You do it before we start usually.
I do.
She's got plenty of sugar left for the next cup of coffee.
Yeah.
We'll have to refill that after she leaves today because it'll be gone, I think, right?
Oh my
Isn't that?
goodness. No.
So, date night isn't a thing anymore for couples. And I think every couple needs a date night.
Yes.
Do you and Len need that?
We do need that.
Who needs it
to
more?
To kind of check in. I do.
Why?
No, I express it more. I think he needs it as well.
But why do you need it more and express it more?
Because I'm more emotional and, I don't know, I guess ladies are like that. But I know.
No, is it more with your love language? What's your love language?
Quality time.
See, there it is, right there.
But I think even just in terms of the health of our marriage, where he's a doer, so he's doing. So we could easily be in a house together and not check in. And with the kids, even if we're like in the same room eating dinner, it's still the kids and all of us. So I think we need that time to get away and like check in.
Yeah.
Don't you need that? Regardless what your love language is, isn't that a thing?
No, I think you do, especially in times of stress and difficulty. And all that. So, the New York Times had this article posted about quarantine-approved dates that we wanted to go through with you and maybe even get your ideas on what are those quarantine-approved dates you've been doing in your marriage to keep things going. Yeah,
because we looked at the list and, like, I think we can come up with some more.
Yeah, I know we can come up with more. Some of these are great. Some of them are like, I am not doing that.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel?
Yes. There was, like, we'll share, like, the one about.
They haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to wait. We got Serene on.
Hey, Serene.
We don't see you much, and she's saying good morning. Don Carlos Rodriguez.
Hello, Don Carlos.
He says he's from New Philly. And Callie's here. She's always here. Sheila. Hi, Callie. Dave, he said, I'm glad Janelle said women and more emotional. I would never say that. Women get so emotional when I say that. So he agrees.
Dave's always crying to LaVon about going on dates, too. So.
Hi, Carrie.
So, the first suggestion they have for a quarantine-approved date, let's see how you feel about this, a fancy dinner in. And then they go on this really melodramatic story about some people doing this. But essentially, it's one of you goes grocery shopping and you prepare your favorite meal together in the kitchen and then get dressed up and eat it. Oh, look at, she hates that one.
That's the main one I don't like. First, I want to give a shout out to Miss Sandra Alston. She goes to Crest Temple, Len's father's church, and she's Rob's mom, and it's her birthday. So happy birthday. I don't, like, we got a lot of kids. Anything at the house would not be romantic at all. And my kids, because you're probably thinking, no, send them to their room. We'd be able to hear them. We'd hear, there's one kid I have, he cries like somebody just killed him.
If he, like, his feelings are hurt.
Oh, my.
I got one like
that. It would not, I need to get out the house, even if you sit with me in the driveway. So when I saw that, I was like, I don't want to do that.
Is it you that would struggle more to disconnect from the kids around the house or your husband?
Len, because I can tune them out. And so Len would be like, what are you doing? Oh.
Sarah's always like, what's that? What's that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not worried about it. It's fine.
What about you? Do you like that one?
I think we could have fun. She loves quality time together. We both have been doing some cooking lately, so I think she would like the idea of this one, but the kids.
Before we had kids, that would have been great. I like leaving the house for a date.
How about, I wonder if Dave and LaVon Safransky would
said, oh, go ahead.
I wonder if they would do that.
Dave said getting dressed up at home means wearing pants.
So Dave would wear pants. Well, that's good.
Sagaris says, happy birthday, LaVon. Yes, Dave's wife's birthday. May the Lord bless you. I hope David is cooking dinner for you today. Hello, Dave.
He's not doing that.
Carrie says, my husband would hate that idea of getting dressed up for dinner at home.
Why?
You would too.
It's a little like, I do have this cynicism about me that'd be like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
But Sarah brought it up to the kids, and they got so excited about the idea of, as a family for Easter, still dressing up. I was kind of like, well, maybe, yeah, right, yeah, let's do that. It's cool.
Yeah. Serene says, I really try and listen to y'all every morning. Missed you this morning, but I'm here for overtime.
Hey, good to have you here.
Sheila says she does not like the first idea. Lame. What don't you like about it, Sheila? Tell us what you don't like about it.
And while she's doing that, quick pause here to remind you, you do not want to miss tomorrow's show. So download that Moody Radio mobile app. It is a specially prepared, took hours to put this together, where we were gonna do again what we did last year, which is take this article that's a physician's picture of what an understanding of what Jesus went through on Good Friday, anywhere from the Garden of Gethsemane all the way through to the next day, or to that evening and his eventual murder on the cross there. And it was so good, we were like, wait, why would we redo this when we could just represent it? So we are bringing that to you. Listen 6 to 9 tomorrow. It's fantastic. And then we're going to release it as a podcast at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Dave is speaking in. He's saying, no. He's saying, no. Cooking is LaVon. My job is to sit at the table and look impressive.
I'm good at that too.
Oh, my goodness. Jennifer says, we've done late night dates at home. We did a picnic once in the living room, and it ended with a child getting sick all over the floor. I prefer going out and letting somebody else clean up the mess.
Yeah,
And that's not an option now, but some people are mentioning, like Deborah says, you could go to a park and have a picnic.
See, I think there's something wrong with me where I would be like, you want to sit on the floor? We got a table right there. A picnic on the floor.
You're so practical.
But you would do that. You would do a picnic on the floor.
Before we had kids, we would do stuff like that.
It's not comfortable.
Yeah.
You got a chair right there.
Todd says, when we were kids, we did a fancy dinner night for our parents. So we as kids made dinner, did the tablecloth and the candles, and then served the dinner to our parents. I don't know if it's romantic, but it was fun. That would be fun, but I can only see 3 kids collaborating at one time. It would turn into a straight mess.
And a fight.
All 6 of them?
And a fight.
Yeah.
And the kitchen would be a mess. It would be good for the kids, but also, it sounds like you were a great kid. Meanwhile, I don't think our children are doing that anytime soon. Are yours?
No.
No, they're not making us do.
So what's the second?
Okay, here's the second one. And the last one was your least favorite?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Okay, I'll reserve my comments for this. So, this one couple in Manhattan decided that their date night would be a night at the virtual museum.
Oh.
Since all of the museums around the world are offering online tours or whatever, they agreed on a night at the Louvre in Paris via an hour-long YouTube video.
Wow.
So they'd go to the Louvre together, watching YouTube for an hour of the Louvre.
You don't like that? You're very into like culture, traveling. You love that.
What a horrible idea. Do you want to do that?
No.
A virtual tour of a museum is not fun.
But what if you like art? You both.
Okay, I like museums. Number one, Sarah hates museums. She doesn't even want to go to them, let alone watch a video of a museum.
Yeah.
And second of all, like, really, you think a YouTube video of the Louvre is the same as the Louvre? It's not. Newsflash. No, it's not.
I gotta say, Dave Safransky in the house. People have been texting about how awesome he is, and he just outdid Brian again.
What?
He said, we had a fire on the lake the other day. It was nice and romantic. Watched the sunset. That is our romantic. See, you wouldn't do that. I bet you he thought about it.
See, you can write anything down you want. I mean, I'm not even sure that actually happened. She's not here to verify it. There's no photos. I don't know about that, Dave.
Stacy says, you go to Swenson to eat. Why not just go for a drive and eat like you are at Swenson's or something of the sort?
Yeah, but what about this virtual museum? Is anyone going to do this? Or is this couple from New York the only couple on the planet that's going to go on a virtual tour of a museum for a date?
If you would do that, text comment and let us know.
Would you and Len do this?
Len would not do that.
You would do it?
I would entertain it. Or maybe not the museum. I would probably consider the orchestra, Cleveland Orchestra.
For an hour.
Getting like really interesting food. Let's subtract the kids. I don't know where they would go. Yeah, that would be interesting.
And you'd watch for an hour.
And
like,
you're talking.
You'd be like, shh, shh.
No. I would put the Cleveland Orchestra live, let's say, in the background, and we would talk.
Len's not doing this. The last thing Sarah would do is this. She wouldn't want to go to a museum in person. She's not doing this one. I don't think anybody likes it because no one's saying they
Yeah,
do.
that's. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Carrie says, I like the virtual tour, but the husband would have no capital letters part in it.
Yeah.
Sheila says, I check out the museum, but not as a date.
Yeah. It's one thing to do personally go like, oh look, I could see the Louvre versus like, dear, let's go to the Louvre.
Let's sit on our couch. Yeah. Serene says no to the museum. And yes, several people saying it is snowing, y'all. Isn't that crazy?
Where?
In Elyria, somebody texted from the East Coast, from the East Side, and yes, here, snowing.
We don't
My
have any
kids were
windows in here.
outside with
Look at this.
shorts.
There's no windows.
I don't understand that. That's a bone I have to pick with whoever designed this building. But
Okay,
you started it, Brian.
Another
we get in trouble.
quarantine-approved date night is for a couple to do game night. You and your spouse play games like Monopoly, or you could do virtual game. You could play like Nintendo together, or
that would be fun.
Xbox.
Len and I, before we had kids, he used to work all the time, and I had a whole lot more time than him. And I would play PlayStation, and got way ahead of him, and got really good, and I would beat him, and all this noise.
Really?
And
I
then
know that
one
about
day, it was a racing game. And then one day I went to the East Coast to visit my family, and he had like a week or something without me, and he like got ahead, and then I came back and it was over. So I could see that being fun. You get fun snacks, and that's like being a kid again.
I would do the video game one. I would do that. That'd be fun.
I'm proud of you.
I
Look
would.
at you being fun.
But
what's your favorite video game that you would play with Sarah? Or no, what style? Racing?
well, back when Wii was cool, that's the last games to play. Well, I guess my kids have an Xbox, but that's not a couples. They don't have games for couples on there.
I don't know.
Remember the Wii was kind of fun, with like bowling and stuff, but that sounds so old to say that. But
Okay, so
we don't do games very much just because Sarah's so good at games, and she's a quicker thinker than me, and she destroys me all the time that I turn into a giant baby.
Yeah.
It's not fun to lose over and over and over again.
To lose? Yeah, no, it's not.
You agree with that?
What I would find fun is I like playing with people that talk junk. So, like, if I was losing constantly and Len was talking junk, it would motivate me to be like, I'm going to get you this time. That's the only, like...
You and I we used to talk some serious junk.
Yes, I love doing that. Donna says, you want to hear this, Brian? Good morning. I lived in Sheffield Lake last year and listened to you basically every morning. I'm back in New York now and don't get to listen as much, but I try. God's continued blessing. I called in one morning and because it was my first time calling, you guys made such a big deal and sent me a mug and bag. Thanks so much. You guys don't know how much that meant to me during that time. You guys made my day.
Oh, thank you so much, Donna. That's so sweet. And actually, download that Moody Radio mobile app, and you can listen to us like you're in Cleveland on your smartphone and such. So we'd love to have you keep joining us. Glad you enjoyed your mug and such. That's great. Thanks for coming here. Is anybody doing game night?
Jennifer says, I'd watch a movie on the couch, but we'll still wait for quarantine is over for dates. Danella loves the game night. She loves... What game would you play with your spouse, Danella?
Would you and Len do a game night?
We would do game night. I'm trying to think what game. We would do Monopoly. He's really good at games, and he's very strategic.
He's competitive.
And we talk a lot of junk. He's very competitive.
It's not romantic to talk junk to your wife, though.
Yeah, but I'm a different guy. I mean, he calls me dog. Like, he sent me a card talking about, I love you, my dog. Like,
wow, guys, don't do that. Like, only Len can do that.
That's my friend.
You can't do that.
We've known each other since I was 18. That's my...
But would you recommend the average man call his wife a dog?
Not like
No,
that.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
Guys, Jennifer, you know. Like, he'll be like, it's just be like a fun thing. He'll be like,
I know what it is. I know what that
That's
is. But
fun.
some guy's going to say that and then blame you when he's in trouble.
My point is, yeah, like to talk junk, that's fun. To talk junk to your spouse?
Yeah, it's fun.
You just can't. What makes it not fun if the woman's a crybaby? Don't do that.
She wants to play. Randa wants to play Boggle, but he won't. Boggle's fun.
Scrabble we've played. Len gets very years ago. Scrabble's one.
Scrabble's fun. We just get. I tell you what, the kids keep bothering us. We get tired. Sarah and I have a hard time staying awake past 9 on Friday, so it's like, here, my turn.
Oh my goodness.
But no, we would do game night. We would do that.
Joe says, getting my game back, old maid. Jennifer says, I love when my husband and I talk smack. Dave says, has Len bought a red shovel yet for Janelle? I know
it
he
sounds like it. He's calling her dog.
Deborah says, how about playing Twister after the kids are asleep? That's
Oh.
fun. I know, that's what I pictured. Mike said that would be painful. You're crazy. Todd says, game night. Ticket to Ride.
I've heard of that game. I don't remember much about it, though.
Deborah says, doing video games brings back the child in the guy. Not me. She doesn't like the video games.
Yeah, there was some guys like, yeah, I play PS4 or whatever. But there's a lot of guys who would play video games, but their wife won't want to do that. They want to sit down and play Scrabble.
Oh, yeah. Len is really good at spades, which is actually a game that I feel very bad that I don't know how to play. Jennifer Jones, do you know how to play spades? He's good at spades, and he's good at, chess, which is like, he's just too smart. Maybe he's like Sarah. We should put them against each other. That'd be a fun game. A fun double date eventually. Benny says, Deborah, great idea.
What was
So what
her
did
idea?
Deborah say?
Deborah.
How about playing Twister? Oh, yeah, people. Look, a lot of people like Twister.
A lot of husbands would enjoy that game. Wow. Okay, here's the final idea from the New York Times for quarantine-approved dates.
Oh, look, Betty said Andrea Bocelli concert on Resurrection Day. She said do that.
He's going to be performing, yeah. I heard about that.
And then Randa... Oh, yes. Randa says, my husband and I play Scrabble together. He hates that I use Scrabble dictionary to find the words. And then David says, we call that cheating.
Yeah, that would be cheating. You can't use the dictionary? Wow, no wonder he hates that.
Yeah.
Cheater. The final recommendation is for a date night would be dance class.
Gosh. The way you said that.
Yeah, like you do a digital dance class. Like you learn choreography together, like at home.
That brings, I don't like that one, but that brings another idea.
No. Would you do that with Len?
Not dance.
Like you'd get a video out and you two would learn, you'd do like come on Len, let's do our dance.
Oh my god. Oh, well, actually, now that you say that, yeah, we would do it with merengue and salsa. That's fun.
At home for a date night.
Yeah, that's
Like
fun.
Len would be like, girl, I'm gonna take you out at home. Quarantine.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna learn.
That would be
We're
part
gonna learn
of,
the foxtrot.
that would be part of a bigger picture, like you'd have dinner, then dance
Foxtrot.
together.
Foxtrot.
Now, one thing that this brings to mind that Len wouldn't do, maybe you guys, there's guys out there that would, doing like yoga together, or like with a video. He would, or lifting weights together. He would probably do that. He would probably be like,
What?
what?
Is that a romantic date night? Lifting
That's like
weights?
you're doing something. I'm just saying.
Would you do that?
Like working out together, doing a
So
routine
he'd say,
together.
girl, let's lift weights together tonight for our date. You'd be like, ooh, baby, I love you.
Doing a routine together.
Ooh, you are good. Let's
Oh
lift
my
weights.
gosh.
Let's do bicep curls.
Really? That would be fun, actually.
Why
Dave
would
says,
not?
my wife has tried 17 years to teach me to dance and has never succeeded. Carrie said, that's fun, Carrie. Try a TikTok dance.
Well, that's okay. That might be a little fun. Those
And
are so
Dave,
weird.
I believe him. He said, if I danced any better than I do now, it could be criminal.
Sarah and I took dance lessons once.
Yeah, we did that. What kind of dance?
It doesn't even matter. I don't remember because I am not a quick learner. Sarah picks up stuff so much faster than me, and I'm supposed to lead. Just did not go well.
Thank you. A lot of people agree. You guys are awesome. Jennifer Jones says, I agree with Janelle on working out being a good date. That's
What?
fun. It switches the routine. I use a program that's amazing, and I could see him, like, we're
He wants
lifting
to do
differently. He would,
That's a
Yeah.
date.
that would be fun.
Like, it's romantic.
It's about breaking the routine. I would prefer yoga. But in compromise, I would say, hey, it would excite him more if I said, hey, let's lift weights together.
So,
Or even if you say, hey, babe, can you teach me? Can we do a routine together? Come on.
Well,
a guy
hold
would
on.
be like, oh, yeah.
but it's romantic to lift weights?
Look at Randa agrees. Brian, my husband and I used to hit the gym and lift weights every evening a few years back.
Okay,
it
but that's
was great.
different, Randa. Randa, hitting the gym together every night is exercise at the same time. But is that a date night? A romantic thing?
Yeah, that would
No,
be fun.
it is not.
It's different. It's
We could go for a candlelight dinner or
really
bench press.
Wow,
Which do you
Brian.
choose, dear? Who's going to pick a bench press? over a candlelit dinner.
It's fun. You could be like, oh, that's different.
It's not fun.
Oh my gosh. Wow, guys. Think outside the box, especially when you're quarantining.
Doesn't anyone agree with me on this?
Do you guys agree?
The
Lifting
Davids-
weights. If your wife said, hey, babe, can you teach me how to lift weights? And you had a nice routine and you got your weights. Wouldn't that be interesting? Then you can eat dinner. Then you could, like, after you lift weights, you can sit together, watch TV. That's fun. Thank you,
Oh,
Jennifer. Thank you, my girl. You know.
Wow, okay.
You know. Gary says, date night challenge, sit-ups and push-ups plus planking. I don't know about that.
Yeah, what do you think of Gary's plan?
Who
No,
can
no,
do
hey.
No. You know what I like about what he said? The ending. He said, who could do the most? Competition,
So-
you're laughing. Oh my
So
gosh.
your
that's
idea
fun.
of a romantic evening is a planking competition.
That's fun.
But fun and romantic are different.
Every date doesn't have to be romantic. If you have a fun date you need to laugh together. You need to have fun together. Thank you, Randa. I win. She says, I would take that as a date. I would take that. I thought she said I would take that as the best date. I thought I won. Thank you. That is fun. You laugh. You can compete. He can
Thank
help
you, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. Workout or root canal?
What?
I choose the dentist.
Thank you, Deborah. We grown people. Deborah says
Carrie.
some people. Look at Deborah.
Carrie, thank you.
Thank you. Deborah says some people are turned on by sweat, working out. Thank you. Deborah says workouts where couples use each other's bodies. Check out YouTube. Oh, yeah. You could even do some things in your yard. Thank you, Deborah.
It's getting awkward up in here.
I'm just saying. You got to think out. That's what, especially when you've been married a long time, if you start thinking the same thing all the time, let's eat together. That's what, come on now. Sheila says, I don't want to work out with my husband. No thanks.
Thank you, Sheila.
Jennifer
Thank
says,
you.
plank challenge in my home would include me cheating to win, which leads to laughter. Thank you. That's fun.
Actually, if you're talking about doing something healthy, why don't we, we could go to the doctor's office together
Dave's the friend.
and we could both get checkups. Or we could all go to the dentist and get a good cleaning in chairs
That
next
was
to
funny.
each other.
That's
Isn't
funny.
that fun? It's so healthy.
Dave says, add something to it. How about plank over a bed of nails to see who can last the longest? Rob in the house, let's see. You're usually smart. He says, Brian, picture a guy teaching his wife how to golf. Thank you, Rob. Holding the golf club, bringing you closer. The weightlifting can bring out that emotion.
No.
Thank you,
No.
Rob.
Rob,
Thank
you had
you,
me
Rob.
at golf, you lost me at weightlifting, and I don't even like golf.
Dave wants to know what is planking. Brian. Go ahead.
I'm not doing a plank. It's a miserable exercise that you'd never want to do with your wife.
It's like a frozen push-up. You just stay in place. What's fun is not the plank, it's the challenge. Or I can see myself
Not
saying,
It's not fun.
my gosh.
It's not fun. It's good for you. But it's not fun. Getting a root canal, good for you. Not fun.
Rob was like, usually smart? I didn't know if you were going to agree with Brian. I think it's
Are you
how
insulting our friend Rob?
I know. It's how you frame it. If your husband's into weightlifting, you could be like, oh, baby, can you teach me? Let's do a 20-minute routine. Or you could be like, oh, let's have a competition about who lifts the most. There's a lot of
That's
ways
not
to
fun.
frame that.
Not fun. Go ahead. See what Benny wrote.
Benny says, has anyone noticed this huge tub of sugar by Janelle? Oh my God.
Yes, huge tub of sugar, but here's the fun part. Here's the flap at the top. It's not just a container, it's a dispenser because she actually uses this to put sugar in her coffee. And it's more of a, you might go like this if you're using this. You might go like this. She goes, I'm going to do it this way just in case it opens.
Why
She
are you
go.
lying? He's lying, y'all. Whatever. Dave says it's wax for her unibrow. Deborah says plank, the best for overall body toning and muscle building.
Yeah, but
Planks
see,
are awesome.
I'm not disputing that the plank is a good exercise. I'm disputing whether doing a plank is a good date.
It's the hormone thing that somebody mentioned. It's the laughter. It's the
I don't laugh when I plank.
Mike says, why not pour the coffee into the sugar?
Good question,
I do
Mike.
not put that much sugar in my coffee.
Good
people.
question.
Wow, I'm disappointed. I guess, Randa, you're my girl. Jennifer, we would have a fun date. and our husbands would walk around feeling like, yeah, baby, I just taught you something. I'm strong. Then you sit down and watch a movie.
Well,
The endorphins are up.
Whoa.
That's
Stop.
fun.
The date is not watching a movie. The date is
No,
working
I just
out.
told you. It's how you frame it.
It's working out.
No.
Once the working out's done, you're like,
done.
wow, wasn't that a fun date?
No, see? No.
No, that's the date.
Because I
night.
even did that with the dance. I told you, oh, that's fun. You can have a romantic dinner and then dance. It's how you frame it. Oh, my gosh. We're not going to put you in charge of planning dates.
Well,
Brian.
no, but you didn't say work out in a movie. You said work out. You said do a planking competition.
Okay, so you would take it then if it was workout in a movie?
It depends.
Why?
Would I have to work out as well?
Robert says, haha, the irony. Brian is wearing a military-styled jacket, and he's running from any type of physical exertion.
Okay, Robert, number one, true. But I just don't think physical exertion is a good date.
That's fine.
Going on a walk is fine, and maybe even
Len
going
and
on a bike ride.
Yeah.
But planking competition?
It don't have to be
Not a
planking.
date.
I said, okay, so weightlifting. Thank you. Karina says, I would have a lot of fun with that. Working out releases endorphins and makes you happy. Get it together, Brian. Thank you. Imagine your husband coming behind you, teaching you how to weight lift.
That's not safe.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it is actually. Thank you. Randa says, thank you, Dave, for the update, because Dave says, Treasury Secretary talking now on CNBC about how overwhelming it is for banks to meet the request for loans for small businesses right now.
There you go. In fact, why don't you go celebrate with a planking competition with the one you love?
Zagreus says, dancing and Hallmark movie, no.
Thank you. So he's a pastor.
Dave agrees
He
with
knows.
you. Deborah's not surprised that you don't want it. David says, my kids have asked me if I'd like coffee with my sugar as well.
Yeah, Janelle denies that's the case, but that's what they ask, yes.
Well, Brian for the win with the boring date. Amen.
All right, we better go.
Goodness.
Janelle's got a hot date.
Brian's gonna take a nap for his date.
Janelle's got a hot date to go planking with Len, and then push-ups and sit-ups, and then they'll say, wow, wasn't that romantic and fun? All right, peace out. We'll see you. Actually, don't forget, tomorrow's the Good Friday special broadcast on the show. You won't want to miss it. Make sure that you stop your planking so you can listen to it.
Oh my goodness.
Right, Janelle?
Planking, y'all. Jennifer, you're awesome. Randa, you the girl.